Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
Let's do a stakeout.
We can't let him know it's us.
He's gonna know it's us.
We could enact a plan where I stand on top of Azlo's shoulders.
Shortly after dawn, you see Alshaz heading towards the docks.
Here, I have to hop on your shoulders. Stand up.
Azlo, stop wobbling so much.
I have an itch. Sorry.
We converge on Alshaz.
Alshaz draws his knife and turns back. Who are you? What do you want?
I slide the iron box out of my cloak.
Where did you get that box?
Tell us everything you know.
My family lives close to the border, and I just want to keep them safe.
But you are still a traitor, and you should probably be in prison right now.
You better come peacefully with us.
He's reaching for his knife.
I don't want to do this, Alshaz. Why are you making me do this?
I clear my throat and begin to sing, Rockabye Alshaz.
He staggers back and collapses to the ground.
I find the nearest town guard.
This man is a traitor.
The other guards bring Alshaz inside. I can't just let this sort of thing stand.
A night in the slammer, eh? Alright, I'm down.
Won't be the first time.
They strip you of your weapons and armor and other equipment and throw you in your cells, or in one big cell with the three of you, which is nothing more than a muddy floor, stone walls, a barred window about 12 feet up, and a couple of straw piles that you're supposed to sleep on.
You know, Shabba, we could have just let him go save his family, but we had to do the right thing, didn't we?
Yeah, you know, sometimes the right thing has costs. There are prices to pay, but that doesn't make it any less right.
You know, I motioned that Shabba should have to pay for the food we're going to eat here because it was your idea in the first place. Plan D, I never had any plans for like capturing this guy. I just wanted to interrogate him.
You know, Tokas, you basically talked Shabba into doing that.
I know, right? So what you're saying is that Plan D was never a full-fledged plan in the first place.
Of course not. I only worked out the prototype plan.
You sold it so hard to us to actually go that way.
Yeah, but like you revealed who you were immediately.
And now you're telling us you didn't think the whole thing through?
I'm saying this is all your fault.
You told him we opened the
simmer
box.
Down. Everybody simmer down. Listen, clearly we all know that this is Stripey's fault, okay? He was the one who instigated all of this.
He is the mastermind behind all of it. We're puppets on his strings.
Stripey's not the one who gave himself away. And I storm off to like a corner in the cell.
All right, hold on. So this begs a bigger question. Now that you two are mad at each other, does that mean you guys forgive me for that one thing I did?
Absolutely not.
I thought we already forgave you.
Oh, man.
What?
Yeah, wait. Maybe you did already forgive me.
Well, I unforgive you now.
No, everyone's mad at everyone.
Yeah. Now you're where you belong, Azlo. In a cell. Because you're a murderer.
Now I sulk off into a different corner. I think we're all in 3 different corners of the cell.
Yeah, there's only 3 corners.
Stripey's in the 4th corner.
Okay.
Well, Shabba's like the whole cell, though, right? Like, you can't really fit in a corner.
I'm like awkwardly, like my leg is in your crotch.
So they eventually serve you some gruel, which is...
Grueling?
Is it plain?
It's plain, but it's kind of like the consistency and flavor of cardboard.
Yummy.
I gobble it up every bit. It's amazing. I ask Azlo, are you gonna finish that?
No, definitely not.
Oh, can I have it?
I guess.
Oh, it's just like my mom used to make. Old Mama Alton.
So the rest of the day passes, and you're visited only by occasional meals. You get one in the evening, and then another one in the morning. In the late morning, Captain Stoutheart comes down to your cell, and he looks in on the 3 of you who are all very uncomfortable, especially Tokas, who has not been able to deal with any of his typical experiments and such.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm twitching at this point, but at least I have good food.
Yes. All right, we're going to let you out. And about that proposal...
Captain, sir, I want you to know that I have spent this entire time thinking about what we did. And totally reminiscing about it. It was pretty awesome.
Yep, Shabba knows what vigilante means now.
That's your conclusion?
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome that you locked us up.
Yeah.
That was great. Good job.
So you're basically saying we learned our lesson, Shabba?
We did. We learned how awesome what we did was.
Not.
And that is a lesson in itself.
I shoot you an angry stare, because I still blame you for this.
That's okay. It was...
Please ignore my compatriots. What were you going to say?
The truth is, there was a recent report of troubles in a mine just north of Lytix Cross. I was beginning to look for some people to perhaps investigate that area. If you're willing to help, I could give you a small reward and even perhaps put in a good word for you with the Sapphire Saber, the local adventuring organization.
Say what? What?
Wait, the Sapphire Sabers?
Hold the phone. Back the truck up.
The ones that I know all about?
The Sapphire Sabers.
Wow.
Hold on a minute.
Everybody knows about the Sapphire Saber shop. Are you saying you don't know about the Sapphire Sabers?
Yeah, I don't at all.
The Sapphire Saber is the local adventurers guild, and it would basically, if you remember, you would have some leeway in doing these kinds of vigilante things.
Oh.
Yeah, I have their poster in my closet.
You just stare at it and daydream about being a famous adventurer.
They're basically state-sponsored adventurers.
Wow. I like the sound
Super
of that.
cool.
Wow, almost like privateers,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, essentially.
Privateers of the land.
Okay, all right.
So it would give you limited license to do some of this work, as well as giving you access to their job board and various other services.
Now, among those services that this would give us license to do, would vigilanteing be among them?
Up to the level of what you did yesterday, but we can't have you go out and killing random people or anything.
Ah, rats.
Well, we weren't going to kill him. Hey, he got that scratch on his arm all by himself. He tripped.
He definitely did it to himself.
That definitely doesn't look like a sword wound.
He tripped and fell on Shabba's blade. Wow, well, this is great news. Gentlemen, it looks like our marketing with the king and his envoy has paid off.
I wouldn't say that right in front of the guy. I mean, he's literally the only one who picked up our business card.
I don't say that in front of him.
If this doesn't work out, we're pretty much out of options.
I say, all right, so what's the trouble in this mine you mentioned?
Before we get to that, didn't one of us promise, give our word that we would save Alshaz's family?
Oh, yeah, I totally did that.
See, now this is where we could potentially make a serious enemy, because if his family dies due to what we did and took him in, he could be our true arch nemesis.
Yeah, when he gets out of prison, he'll be super buff from working out, and he'll have facial tattoos, and he will be at least...
And a scar over his left eye.
Yeah, he'll be at least 5 levels higher than we are.
He already is.
And he's going to come kill us.
We technically cannot go and save them because he didn't tell us where they live.
He is still somewhere in the jail.
Yeah, we can ask to speak with him, and then all we really have to do is send a letter on his behalf, even have him sign it.
Yeah.
Just straight to his family's home saying, hey, get out of here. So I will use up one of my pieces of parchment that I just purchased. I don't know if we want to hand him the letter to write it or just have him sign it at the end.
Well, first of all, you're still talking to the captain here.
Okay, yeah, so we'll pause on that.
Yes, the mine was recently invaded from within. This could be creatures breaking out of the underworld, and if so, we would like the passage sealed to keep them out.
Okay, what kind of mine is it?
It's an iron mine.
Was it active before being attacked?
It was. It's a relatively recently developed mine.
And so you're saying you'd like it to be blocked off not to the outside world, to our world, but to whatever attacked it from within.
If there is an opening to the true depths, then I would like that sealed off. Essentially, I want to stop any risk of these creatures coming out and attacking the nearby villages.
Now, how would you recommend sealing off a mine tunnel, exactly?
That would be up to you. Partial collapse, perhaps?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Azlo, we've had to close mine shafts all the time from where I come from.
Oh, that's true. This would be your area of expertise.
All right.
Yep. Fire in the hole.
Yeah, I think a little dynamite in the supports should do the job. Now you just have to invent dynamite.
Yeah.
We employed all sorts of interesting alchemical or magical explosives, I'll have you know.
None of which you have access to right now.
True. I'll see what I can cook up.
Is that one of the things we said doesn't exist in this world, explosives?
No gunpowder is what you said.
No gunpowder. Okay.
But what if we pulled a caper? What if we snuck into the Alchemist Guild and stole some supplies?
I think that would hurt my reputation with them, Shabba.
You guys are just turning full criminal here.
Yeah. For some reason, we just keep going towards criminal activity with no reason.
All right, let me rephrase that, okay? What if we snuck into the Alchemist Guild, didn't damage anything, and left an amount of gold equal to the worth of the supplies that we took? Then it would be like we were buying them, but without permission. That wouldn't be wrong, right?
Most mines have, like, wooden supports. We could give up some of our rope and tie it around the supports and yank the supports.
Yeah, we'll just need a sturdy draft horse.
Or some strong adventurers.
Or a Goliath.
Okay, all right, I see how it is. I'm just your workhorse, huh?
With an 11 strength?
I could probably pull that string further than Shabba.
Okay, we'll take the job, right, Azlo?
We will take the job. Consider it took.
A portal to the underworld. Interesting.
Yeah, has anyone seen these monsters?
We had reports from some of the miners that escaped when the first ones were encountered. There were some small gray humanoids.
Oh, boy.
I suspect you can deal with them.
I hope so.
We suspect as much as well. Is there any other pertinent information we should know?
I don't really have much information. The first reports just came the day before yesterday. I was working out, trying to figure out who should take on this task.
Okay. If I pull up my map on the screen, will you mark it with a circle?
That takes a little bit longer, but north of Lytix Cross, which is the second one east of Nenept.
Okay. Just due north?
Lytix Cross is a crossroads, so if you take the northern road, that will lead you to the mine.
We'll just go into town and ask people. They'll know where it is.
Very well. Of note, we should probably also purchase a map of the surrounding areas. Once we get out of the slammer. Can we be released from the slammer now, Mr. Captain, sir?
He pulls out keys from his pouch and just unlocks it and lets you out.
Okay.
So we go over to Alshaz, and we're like, hey, we've written this letter for you to send to your family. All you need to do is tell us the address, and we'll send it to them, to tell them to get out of Dodge before it's too late. So what do you say?
He looks up at you and glares.
I'm keeping my word.
I suppose it's better than nothing.
I'd say so.
Send that to Heftat.
All right. To the Alshaz family. Alshaz Ursef. The Ursef family.
Yes, that should be enough.
We want you to know that we wrote this message with every intent of making your family aware of your affection for them. And we hope it finds them well and pray that they make a speedy retreat to safety. As for you... And then I just turn around and leave.
This is difficult for Shabba because he wants to do the right thing, but also thinks that you're a bad person.
I was doing the right thing, too.
That's what you think.
So, the captain leads you out of the jail. It shouldn't take more than a few days to get to the mine, so take care. Make sure you have any supplies that you need before you head out.
You know, Azlo, this is a different kind of job than we've ever taken before. I mean, this is from the state.
That's true. And it's like we're delving into a dungeon of some kind. I wonder if we'll find any... Nah, never mind.
Nope, don't even... Yeah, nah. We don't want that. We're level 2 as a...
Oh, right.
Wait, find any... What were you going to say? My curiosity is too much, Azlo.
We can't
Let's just move along. Pretend I never said anything.
Oh, okay.
It's called what mine?
Lobik. Lobik.
Now, he made a good point. We should probably provision up before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's morning, right? Because we just got out of the jail.
Yep, just after dawn. So yes, he reminds you if you want to bring any equipment to possibly collapse the mine, that might be helpful.
Yeah, we need a go buy some.
I'm making our little mini game where no one had pickaxe.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was just going to say we should probably get some pickaxes.
Yeah, it's mining tools. Yep, that would be good.
Although this is an active mine, or at least until recently, so it's likely that there would be some mining tools still there.
True.
Let's use this opportunity to go back and thank Almar for getting us in to see the king, because that was important, and we can do some shopping while we're at the store.
Yeah, sounds good. Did we never asked the captain what this job paid, did we?
I mean, it's a job for the state. We should do it.
It's a job that is going to ingratiate us with the Adventurers Guild, so we should just do it regardless of what it pays. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, this 45 or 44 gold that I have is more than I could possibly spend in a lifetime. So I'm not too worried about it.
Except that you just spent 10 on a sword that's not even the best sword for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
That's the mindset where I'm coming from, at least.
When you're around Azlo, you'll learn to just throw your money away left and right.
Yeah, right.
You could probably buy some better armor or something with that.
Yeah.
True.
I was going to say, what do I have?
Yeah, what kind of armor am I wearing? Like leather, I think?
I think I just have leather armor.
Active items. Yeah, I just have leather, dude. Well, yeah, still. I'm not too worried about it. So we thank Almar. We go to his shop and say, hey, we actually have like real actual gold to spend here, and we need some provisions. We're going to be spelunkers. What do you recommend? And thanks, by the way, for getting us to see the king. That was a really huge favor you did for us, and it panned out well. Even though it almost went very, very badly, it turned out all right.
Well, I trusted you could pull it off.
Barely, but thanks for your trust. We need some mining gear. We need some pickaxes. We need some helmets with candles on them. And we need a song that we can sing while we march in the mine with our helmets and pickaxes.
Don't worry, I've got that part covered.
Oh, that's right. Azlo has that.
We want to collapse the mine with us, like, not inside of it. What kind of device might you have that we could purchase that would achieve such ends? Because it's not easy to you can't just, some of those supports are going to be embedded in the walls and we won't be able to just tie a rope around it, yank it out.
Right.
It's not that simple.
Are you perhaps looking at getting some saws?
Yeah, I mean, weakening the supports enough to where they don't collapse on us, but weak enough that we could pull them might work. Do you have any other recommendations?
Saw is a good idea.
You could perhaps try to get something to pull out the pegs or the nails that would be holding the supports together. I'm not sure exactly what they might use for that.
This is going to be terribly dangerous no matter how we do it, because we have to go in there.
Yeah, I think most of those would be timber frame supports, which are actually a nail-less construction method. They interlock together without using any type of fastener.
Shabba, you just gave me a great idea.
All right.
Yeah, Shabba, how do you know all this engineering stuff? That's really impressive.
Yeah, that was completely out of character knowledge. Oh no, from the lean-tos and longhouses that we used to build in the tribe.
Shabba, you're brilliant. You don't even realize what you discovered.
What is that?
The easiest way for us to collapse the mine with us not inside of it, if the supports are wooden, which we imagine that they are, we set them on fire.
Ah.
Would that kind of treated wood burn, though?
We don't even have gunpowder. How are they going to have treated wood? That's a chemical process.
I don't really know how it works, but I assume that.
Yeah, pressure-treated wood is a chemical process.
It is. Yeah, we could potentially douse it up pretty good and light it on fire. Maybe build a fire underneath, like below the supports. And yeah, that's a good idea.
But I don't want Brian to think that what he said was silly, because I think back in the classical era, they would seal wood with like a resin.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of.
So like it might be coated, but you get enough fire on that baby, it'll burn through.
Yeah, and you have a fire starter.
Yeah, if they've got big sailing ships, then they probably know how to seal the wood with a resin material or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely sealed. It's not like pressure treated.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. That was sort of what I was thinking. Like, I had a feeling there was some way that they could do that back then, but not obviously like pressure treating.
But it's less important, though, when you think about it for a mine. Like, obviously it makes sense to seal all the wood on the outside of a ship because it's going to be in the water. But it's like, why would you necessarily take the time to seal the supports in a mine shaft?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You would want it to be sturdy, so it would help prevent decay.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You want to prevent decay, but they don't think about fire. Yeah, you can burn through resin.
Okay, so that's a good point. Let's, that would take a lot less physical labor, too, than sawing through these giant, timbers.
Let's bring one of those 2-person saws just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's really dangerous if we're sawing on the supports while we're in the mine, Shabba.
Well, we're not going to saw all the way through, I don't think. I mean, you never know what you'll need a saw for.
So you want to just get them started?
Yeah. Let's just bring stuff.
Yeah.
We're hypothesizing about these supports being this particular way because we've seen other mines this way, but we don't really know until we get there.
Right.
So let's be over-prepared.
So I will check with Almar.
See if he's got any rentals.
Yeah. We'll check on, saws. We have a fire starter. Flasks of oil just burn for a short time, right? That wouldn't really do what we're looking for?
It would help to get the fire started.
Okay.
Once you have a piece of wood, like, burning well.
Well, something else to think about, this fire's not going to spread from support to support. There's too much space between them. I mean, we could literally pick a few select supports and start fires beneath them. Working with your idea, like, do some sort of damage to them first. He did mention something about monsters, so we're going to be doing this while there's monsters.
Well, potentially we would take care of the monsters first before we worry about the supports. But like I said, we'll see when we get there what it's all about.
This will come out of party gold, of course.
Okay. Now let's focus on some of the more important items that we need. Like, say, for example, Tokas, that I was to buy a spiked gauntlet and a strip of leather. Would you be able to fashion a gladiator-style helmet for Stripey?
Shabba, I think you misunderstand my relationship with your badger. I don't make anything for Stripey. I make things to fight against Stripey.
All right, well, would you be able to make one for me as if my head were a lot smaller?
Now we're going to need a bigger helmet for that. Or I could develop some sort of head shrinking beam.
You could just work on the helmet in advance for
after we figure out how to shrink your head.
Yeah, once you figured that part out, you could just do the helmet in advance.
The horse before the cart. Putting the cart before the horse? I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, the cart before the horse.
Almar, how many flasks of oil do you have in stock?
Oh, I carry plenty of oil. People need it for their lamps.
Okay.
All right.
Common substance.
We'll take all of them.
That would be a bit hard for you to carry.
Should we get about 6, let's say? 6 oil flasks?
Let's go with 10.
Okay.
Okay, it's 1 gold for 10.
Guys, are you sure we need this much?
No, but I'm not sure we don't need this much either.
I feel like your plan is to just run down the mine, just dousing all the supports.
I'm just saying, we got it. We're going to be out in the wilderness. We don't want to forget stuff and not have what we need while we're...
I just imagine this huge pack on your back, Shabba. Just like so big you can't even get into the mine.
Right, with just random stuff poking out of it.
You're still missing that crowbar that you pawned off for...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't actually tell them that I pawned it off for booze money, but...
Yeah, good thing we have that crowbar.
I'm just like, you know what? I must have misplaced it. I pretend to look around in my pack and just shuffle stuff around. You know how these things go. It'll turn up eventually. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yeah. You've still got it though, right?
Definitely,
okay, cool.
Definitely still have it. For sure. And then if they're over in the other side of the room, I sidle up to Almar and I'm like, hey, can you surreptitiously pass me a crowbar and I will pass you back the requisite amount of gold?
All right.
2 gold.
2 gold.
All right. I buy a crowbar for 2 gold.
Do you perchance carry maps of the surrounding regions?
We have some simple maps.
How much would a map be?
15 gold.
Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
15 gold. Well, that's what we have a ranger for.
These are all handmade, handcrafted, and drawn out, so it's expensive.
That's fair.
I nudge Tokas and I'm like, go over there and pretend to be looking at the map and then just sketch it out on a piece of paper.
Shabba, you've turned into like the most shiesty one among us.
Ever since I got to level 2, I've started letting it go to my head. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure you're acting so lawful good anymore.
Well, we're rubbing off on him is the problem.
You guys are a terrible influence on me. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
for sure. So, Shabba, I can do you one better. I don't need to sketch it out as I'm looking at it. I can sketch it out from memory at a later point.
Okay, yeah. Take a photo. Take a snapshot with your photographic memory, and then just draw it. Yeah,
That's the plan.
That's a better plan. Okay,
It's not really stealing. We're making a replica.
right.
So I look over the map meticulously.
So you examine the maps. You can memorize the basic roadways and towns and such.
Shabba, what about that shovel I gave you? Do you also still have that?
I totally do, because remember I used it to shovel the blood out of your apartment? The blood ball? Yeah, got that. Not happy that I still have it, but I do.
Has that, like, not broken out yet? Like, in the city? Like, this disease?
Who knows, man? We haven't been home in 2 nights. We spent the last night in jail, and then the night before that in an alley. It could be overgrowing the entire building by now, like climbing up the walls and eating people as they pass by, and we would have no idea.
What if it's just, like, infected the whole, like, water supply, or it's in the sewers?
It's like Jack and the Beanstalk, except Jack and the Bloodstalk. We just planted it in the ground, and now it's growing wild and eating people.
We're trying to give you lots of nemesis and bosses to work with, as you can see thing.
Boss battle.
Final boss idea. I think in that case we're in pretty good shape.
And did you actually want that mirror reflective helmet thing to put your ever-burning candle in?
Oh yeah, what would that run us?
Well, looking at this, a bullseye lantern is 10 gold, and I say it's essentially the same idea here, just on a helmet.
What about a helmet with a bullseye lantern nailed to it?
Well, that's essentially what this is, isn't it?
Okay.
Basically.
All right.
So-
I like it.
I'd say you could fashion something with... If you buy the bullseye lantern and a couple of other materials, then you could like take it apart and rebuild it as one piece.
Nice.
For 12 gold.
All right, Tokas, your next project awaits. While we're on the road, you can be tinkering with this candle helmet.
Yeah, I guess we actually need it this time. Can I tinker as I walk? I could probably do it if I was on your shoulder.
But you can't be on my shoulder until you design and build those shoulder pads, seats.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, we could ask Almar to start fetching up the supplies necessary to build those shoulder pads.
Yeah, that would make things easier.
Like what? Just lumber and...
I thought you were still drafting up those blueprints. We haven't had any meetings to discuss the latest iterations of that design.
The problem is I'm trying to add too many features, Shabba. Like,
Yeah.
There's a cup holder. I was going to have radio.
I could see how you could get carried away.
So, yeah, I just need to work on... You're right. We can add that stuff later. I should just build the fundamental structure.
Right.
But I'm trying to do it in such a manner that it's lightweight and you're able to still, like, move in the case of emergency. So I'm thinking it's going to, like, start lower down your back with some supports attached to your armor and then come out and... seats.
You don't need to design a gyroscopic sensor for it because I am your living gyroscopic sensor.
Right. You know how to walk.
You also have all the stuff that he normally carries on his back that you have to design around.
That's true. So just to double check, the miner's helmet would be 12 gold. Is that something we really want to invest in? All of the other supplies only cost 5 gold combined. So, and I do have a light spell, and we can always... one person can just hold the candle as well.
If you did have that, it would give it more of the bullseye lantern properties, so it would be directional light, but farther because of all the mirrors and stuff.
Yeah, the other thing to remember too, Azlo, is that we don't have dark vision. So if we go into a mine and it's pitch black and we need to fight these gray humanoid things, we're going to be blind fighting.
That's true.
So we want to have easily accessible light sources that we don't have to hold, because I will probably be using my bow.
Okay. All right. I will pull that money from Party Gold, and we will get all of the above.
All right. And we hit the road, I reckon.
Jack?
All right. Without ever stopping back at your home to check on it.
Yep.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, probably okay.
By the way, is your plan for now just to have all three of you staying at his house all the time when you're in town?
I don't know that...
I guess so.
I don't know that Shabba has really thought that hard about it, just because he will literally drop down and sleep wherever he is. So, like, he's offered already...
So you'll be arrested for vagrancy?
Yeah, he's offered already several times to just sleep outside if Azlo doesn't want him in, so he's not really worried about where he's going to sleep. He's never worried about that.
And Tokas has just taken on the role of a freeloader at Azlo's house.
Pretty much.
Okay, just wondering.
All right, we head for the mine.
So you set off through the east gate along the Sapphire Road.
We do indeed.
The Damage Guild Podcast. Your locally certified dungeon safety inspectors.
Ahoy, matey. Welcome aboard the SS Damage Guild. This is your captain speaking. We got a big storm brewing off the starboard bow. It's a storm of ignorance. And never fear, I'm here to navigate us through the dangerous waters of not knowing things about this podcast. So buckle in, because we have the kind of ship that has seat belts, and strap yourselves down, and we're gonna go for a fun ride through the seas of knowledge. Did you know that we also live stream a separate campaign from the podcast? That's right, we live stream on Twitch. You probably did already know that if you've been listening to the podcast for long. But go check out our first session on YouTube. It is thedamageguild.com. There's a link to our YouTube channel across the top there, because we'll be broadcasting again live this coming Friday, and we will be engaging in the second session of our Champions of the Multiverse campaign. So we hope to see you there. Get on the Twitch chat and interact, and join us for some great D&D adventure time. That said, we are also available on Facebook or Twitter or our Discord server. Yeah, that's right. We have a Discord server. There's an invite that's also along the top of our website, thedamageguild.com. You can click that link and be instantly invited to hang out with us on the Discord server. We record this show on Discord, so we're there at least once every week or a couple of weeks. Not to mention, I play on Discord for one of my other campaigns, other gaming groups that I'm in. So we are fairly frequent on there, and so come hang out and join other listeners of the show in some fun discussion. As always, if you want to get a personal message on the show, you can go to thedamageguild.com/decree and issue your own royal decree, which is a message that you send out over the airwaves, and one of us reads it for you. Or if you'd like to support the show, you can go to thedamageguild.com/donate. But most importantly, you can support the show by subscribing on iTunes or Google Play and telling your nerdy friends about us. Or if you have non-nerdy friends who like D&D but are just in denial about the fact that they are nerds, you can tell them about it too. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. I mean, thanks for being on the ship through this storm, and it's all over now. The worst of it's past. So we got smooth sailing from here on out. So everybody take off your seatbelts and party. We'll enjoy the rest of our voyage together, and we'll see you soon. Next Monday, actually.
You are listening to the Damage Guild Podcast.
Okay, so I think while we're traveling, Azlo has something to say. You know, guys, back in the jail cell last night, I had a lot of time to think. We were mad at each other, so I couldn't really talk to you guys. When I confessed to you on the ship the other day, a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And then I realized something has to change. I can't keep running from this. I can't keep ignoring what I did just by staying busy, by keeping my mind active. It's time for me to face up to what I've done. I don't know what that means. I don't really know what that looks like. I don't know if I'll have the guts to do what I have to do when it comes time to do it. But I know that I can start by apologizing to you guys. I might not be the brightest tune in the repertoire, but I can tell that it hurt you guys, and I don't know what else to say except I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry for lying, and I hope you guys can forgive me and, in time, maybe learn to trust me again.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to say you were sorry for days now. I'm kidding. Come here, buddy. Come here. And I give him a bear hug. A hug only one small person can give to another small person, where we just, our torsos and arms lock and embrace.
Barely reach around each other.
Yeah, with your stubby arms.
Yeah, well, yeah.
While you guys are hugging, I wrap my arms around both of you and pick you up as one unit.
So it's like a hug wrapped within a hug.
Yeah, it's a double-decker hug.
Yeah, it's like a crunchy wrap from Taco Bell.
Right.
Yeah.
With a
one tortilla inside another.
With a crunchy hug inside and a soft warm hug on the outside.
Shabba, you're hurting us. You're hurting
but
me.
I just feel the love, Tokas. I just feel the love. Woo! This is good. This feels good. Yeah, and I just kind of like sway and rock back and forth while still holding you guys.
I can't breathe.
Squeezing you tight. All right, so I'll set you down gently. And I say, but Azlo, if you go back home, they'll put you to death. Or, best case scenario, they'll lock you away for the rest of your life.
I know. That's why I'm still afraid to go back there. I don't claim to have any newfound sense of peace about it or even confidence. And like I said, I don't know what I have to do, but I do know that something has to change. Maybe it means someday going back there. But I suppose right now we have a mission, huh?
Hopefully we make it out alive so that we can make right what's been set wrong.
Quantum leap.
What's that?
Like Quantum Leap, putting right what once went wrong.
Oh, I've never seen that show. Okay. Well, yeah, we can quantum leap that, Janks. Yeah, when the time comes. It's totally meant to do that reference. And, you know, Azlo, I just want you to know that I think I speak for Stripey and Tokas and also myself when I say that we are right here with you every step of the way. Whatever you feel needs to be done, we will support you. We may not be there, but we will support you.
So you guys will face the death penalty with me?
No, like I said, we will not.
They will be there to watch you executed.
Yes. We will,
and we'll come to your funeral.
Yeah, if you are publicly executed, we will be present wearing hoods so that no one can identify us.
Wow. What better friends could a guy ask for?
Do we need to put a clause in the company, like who gets what shares should you get executed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, my will is buried in the backyard. Oh, crap, I shouldn't have told you that. Now you're going to kill me and then...
It's buried in the yard? What if the blood gets into it? Then it'll become a living will. Ba-dum-ching!
It's like the villain that comes to get us. It's like...
Yeah.
Tokas is...
I am Will! Face my wrath.
It's got parchment tentacles.
Look at all the fine print. So much fine print.
No! No, but seriously, Azlo... Whatever you need to do, we're with you.
Thanks, chums.
You betcha.
After your first day of travel, as is typical, you arrive at Knighton, just as night falls.
Knighton. My favorite little frontier town.
You want to go see our old buddy Olaf?
Of course, man.
Good old Olaf.
He gets more excited every time we visit him.
That's true. So we stop in at the bar?
Yeah, we go in to Olaf's, except we crack open the door and peek inside and see where he is and wait for a time when he's not looking. And then we'll get down and crawl across the floor and sneak over to the bar. And then when he turns toward the bar, we'll just pop up and be like, "Hey, Olaf, we're back!" And then I pick Azlo and Tokas up and put them on the bar.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, that's a 20. 15 plus 5.
14 for me.
And Tokas?
Yes, I should roll.
You're just looking at pictures of saddle babies, weren't you?
I was. Sorry, I was trying to... Well, no, I was trying to figure out what we were going to do about the shoulder design. So, I got a 5.
Okay, well, I rolled poorly. So, the three of you push open the door and crawl across the floor while he's still dealing with some cups behind the counter. And so you're crouched behind the bar, and
We just pop up.
he goes, ah! And he drops the glass and it shatters on the floor.
Oh, now what did you do that for?
Olaf, you're so clumsy. Gosh, you're such a silly head.
You three.
Classic Olaf. Clumsy as ever.
I know you're happy to see us. And then I let Stripey off my shoulder and make sure that he is standing on the bar, like right where Olaf has wiped up. Like it's nice and clean, and then Stripey just gets his muddy paw prints all over it.
Get that thing off.
Olaf,
the bar.
let me ask you an important question. How has the quality of your water been lately? Because I am simply parched, and I'm in the mood for a hit of that plain old H2O, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll give you some of my finest water for the special price of 3 gold.
3 gold?
Hey, that's against the law. You're not allowed to charge for water.
I can charge whatever I want. Especially when you come in here and make me break my glasses and put your filthy badger on my countertops.
Oh, Olaf, don't be sore at us. We're only having a bit of fun.
Well, I'm not.
We just wanted to surprise you. We wanted to brighten your day, and I know this job can be drudgery sometimes. So we just wanted to come in and
Shake things up a little bit.
yeah, give you a little boost, a little morale boost.
Look, I don't really want to see you in here anymore.
Olaf, you're gonna hurt Stripey's feelings.
I don't care.
I cover Stripey's ears.
Don't be modest, Olaf. We know you're happy to see us.
Be immodest.
You don't need to hide it.
Wait, don't be immodest either.
Just let your feelings pour out. It's a happy reunion here. If you need to cry, just let it out, man. Just let it out. We're here for you.
I almost want to cry from all of the grief you guys caused me. Look, buy something real or just leave me alone. Please.
I slap 3 gold on the counter and I say, a pitcher of water it is.
Olaf, I'll do you one better. What if we not just get food and drink here? What if we pay you back for that glass that we made you break?
Well, that's what this is. The 3 gold.
Oh, okay.
Along with just
Gotcha.
general annoyance charges.
There's a steep markup for that.
I didn't realize, I thought the annoyance fee was the 3 gold. I didn't realize you worked in the mug cost.
Yeah, it was the glass as well. That's fine. Look, you know what, Olaf? We value our friendship. The 5 of us here, this is it, man. This is what it's all about. And we value this relationship that we have. And, yeah, I counted the badger. Yes, the 5 of us. And we're here for you.
He just kind of points out.
Yeah, look. We're willing. We want to make amends. I'm sorry about the glass. Well, nothing I can do about your clumsiness, but maybe this will smooth things over.
We're sorry that you're such a fuddy-duddy, but we'll do what we can to help. 'Cause that's the good people that we are.
Fine. Have a seat.
All right, we
All
take
right.
our seats at the bar. So, how have things been, Olaf? Seen a lot of action around here lately?
No more or less than usual.
All right.
He sets your pitcher of water on the counter.
I take a drink directly out of the pitcher and pass it around.
Well, that's good because he didn't give you cups.
I was figuring he wouldn't.
It's only a matter of like 20 or so more visits before he stops hating us.
Yeah, we'll break through.
He'll come around eventually.
Yeah.
My sense is that he's hated us more each time he visits, so I don't know if that's going to work.
But Azlo, bell curve.
Yes, that's right.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
It's the darkest before the dawn.
Exactly.
Right. I like that theory. Okay.
The calm before the storm. Oh, wait, that's not the same thing.
He has to hate us more until he comes to understand us.
Maybe it's like those logarithmic, up higher, and then it resets down at the bottom and starts over.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, sure.
Totally. I like that theory.
It's like a heartbeat on one of those things.
So you can't give up already. This is only like our third visit.
All right, Olaf, thank you so much for your patronage. I mean, thank you for accepting our patronage.
Yes, thank you for letting us pay you to be here and be your friend. What's the scuttlebutt? What's the latest, the latest gossip? We know you're the guy in town to talk to about that sort of thing.
I've still been hearing all those rumors from towns out east being abandoned, but now they're actually saying the living dead have been wandering around the countryside.
Say what?
Wait, around, like, in the cities or around the countryside?
Around the countryside. On the roads.
Yeah, they're wandering off.
Oh, that's not good.
Pillshire was an entire town full of zombies. Like, they're eventually gonna spread out and look for brains elsewhere.
I was hoping that this wouldn't start, but it seems like we have no choice. We have to seal the mine, and then we need to start fighting these undead legions.
Yeah, Rycenth Clouden said he had things under control, but it doesn't sound like it, does it?
No.
Well, he said he was waiting on reports from his research.
I mean, maybe we don't have time to wait. We already know where the crystals came from.
After we deal with the mine, we should check whether the crystals are still stationed around Pillshire.
Every job we've done so far, we've been trying to work money into the equation. This might be one of those times where we just need to do our thing, and maybe we'll get recognized after the fact, but from the sound of things, we might need to move on this sooner than help is going to happen.
I like the way that you're thinking. So maybe as we kill each zombie, we just tuck a business card into their pocket, and then we just leave them like that, and then as people come through...
Yeah, and then somebody checks the corpses.
Right, exactly.
They say, AAA team did it, so...
Yeah, so you're saying that doing the right thing isn't about getting paid. It's about getting...
Marketing.
Yeah, free advertising.
Good marketing. Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's take care of this mine first, and then we'll discuss it from there.
Yeah. We could make custom signs that say, like, we can hang it around the zombie's neck after we kill them. Say, this zombie killed by the AAA team. Innovative solutions to complex problems.
Yep, that's the one.
And it has our contact information on it.
Right. And we just tag every single zombie we kill.
Wait a minute. Tag every single zombie. You know what's interesting? These zombies seem to be either coalescing or moving, right? From what Olaf was saying.
Sounds like they're wandering. They're just wandering away from Pillshire and wherever else they are.
I mean, is it just, are they looking for food, or why do you think they wander?
Probably, because they're mindless creatures.
Mm-hmm.
They're just looking for things to eat.
When you said tagging, I was thinking of like a cow, like we put like a tag on their ear, and then we'll look back, we'll check back in with like number 77 and see how far he's moved.
Yeah, right. We track their locations, or we go around with a can of spray paint. That's another form of tagging. And we just mark them all up.
I don't think aerosols exist in this either. It sucks that there's no gunpowder. I definitely would have vetoed that decision, because explosions make for good TV, good radio.
Well, we can definitely make explosions in other non-gunpowdery ways, sounds like.
Yeah,
I guess gunpowder's cheating.
Yeah, maybe once you gain some more alchemical knowledge, we can figure out how to make that happen.
I mean, I'd like to just be the forefather of gunpowder.
You could discover it.
So when I'm done sipping the water, I pull out a squirrel that I have hunted and slap it down on the bar and start gutting it.
Is this for payment? Like, what are you doing?
No dead animals in here unless I'm serving them.
Oh, okay, here you go. And I slide the dead squirrel now cut open across the bar to him. And I'm like, you mind just throwing this on the grill for me and cooking it up? I'm real hungry. You got a hankering.
We don't serve squirrels here.
All right, fair enough. I take it back and keep going.
No, take that outside, preferably outside town.
All right. And I slide it down and put it on the floor for Stripey to start eating. Underneath the bar, out of sight. He'll eat it raw. He don't care. Well, what do you recommend? What do you have on the menu that's real good? Preferably something squirrel-based.
Our gamiest food would probably be rabbit.
Ah, okay. I like rabbit. Let's go with that. Let's go with a round of rabbit stew for everyone. It's on me, fellas. We've had a good hard day of walking, and no spices for this guy over here.
Well, that's quite generous of you, Shabba.
And matter of fact, if you've already put the spices in, I need you to strainer them out, because he really doesn't like spices.
Yeah, you just take it off the grill and wash it.
All right. Rabbit stew coming up for 6 silver for the 3 of you.
I pay him 6 silver.
Okay, so you get your rabbit stew. It tastes great, just like whatever rabbit stew you've had before. I don't have any idea what that tastes like.
All right. Well, I really, really like it.
Good meat and vegetables all mixed together. Some light seasoning, except for Tokas's.
It's just the way I like it.
I give Olaf a loud belch of gratitude when I'm done. That's how we do it in my culture. It means thank you. And we'll see you next time, Olaf. May the shoulder of the ram, Lord. You know the rest. See ya. And we leave.
He just kind of gives you a questioning look.
Keep it classy, Olaf. Don't keep dropping those mugs like that. It's bad for business.
And look, you know what, Olaf? Take some time to smile every now and then. It really does help.
It's good for your heart.
I'm known to be quite jovial, but somehow you three just...
We bring out your good side. I know. We have that effect on a lot of people. I mean, we were just on a ship the other week. And
They loved us.
All right, Shabba, come on, let's go.
All right, we good.
All right, Olaf. Until next time.
We camp out just outside of town, and then we set off toward Lytix Cross.
Okay, so the next day you travel, you pass a few other people heading opposite direction on the road.
I stop them and say, hello. Do you know if there's a mine outside of the next town?
He says, I believe so. There's a mine just half a day's travel north of the cross.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
May the Ramlord smile upon you and bring you great joy.
Safe travels to you.
We go.
And you reach Lytix Cross, which is a very small town. There's probably only a couple dozen buildings altogether. It's basically just a crossroads here that's got a few structures set up for people to spend the night and get some basic supplies and such. In the distance, a little ways away from the crossroads, you can see one of those, I don't know what it's called, but those prison cell type things that just kind of hangs.
Oh, yeah. Like a hanging cage. There's a word for that.
I have no idea what it's called.
The thing that they locked Gandalf in The Hobbit. A gibbet.
Okay.
A gibbet.
Yes.
So you see the gibbets a little ways away from town.
Dude, are there people in them?
It's kind of dark, so you're not sure, but you think there might be one in one of them.
Let's go investigate.
Yeah, let's go check that out.
All right. Howdy, stranger. What are you in for?
When you get close, you look inside and you see that it's actually just a skeleton at this point.
I apologize. I didn't realize. I'm very sorry. Have a wonderful evening.
We'll leave you to your business.
We'll leave
go
you to
about
it.
ours.
All right. Now we head back toward town.
He wasn't much for talking, was he?
Very, very quiet guy.
So as soon as you see that it's a skeleton, you're just like, oh, okay, let's not turn around and head back.
We should go. We should go now, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We head back.
I mean, it could be worse. Instead of being dead, he could have been undead.
Yeah, if he was up and dancing around, then, yeah, we'd have something to worry about. So, what do you guys say we travel at first light to the north? Half a day's journey. That'll put us there about noon tomorrow.
Yeah, we can make camp.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you again camp outside of town?
Yeah, we'll camp in someone's backyard, just for fun.
So, Shabba, while you're out getting food, I'm going to finish those plans for the shoulder seats.
All right. So when I get back with dinner, you can review the latest incarnation, and then we'll have to figure out what kind of materials we need. Yeah, let's get that in the works. Anyway, we camp out and head to the mines.
So the next day, you travel northwards. After a few hours on the road, you see a sign that directs you towards the mine.
Abandon hope.
No, it just says Lobbeck's Mine.
And then someone wrote underneath it, sucks.
is stupid.
After another hour or so, you arrive at a stony cliff face here on an outcropping over a large hill. So basically the hill rises up and then is kind of cut off with stone and dirt face on the side. And going into that, there is a little alcove that goes in about 20 feet into a large space and then just down in a vertical shaft.
All right, guys. So we went over mine shaft safety, right? If and when we get trapped inside of this mine, what we're supposed to do, right? You guys read the brochures I handed out to you, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Totally read those cover to cover.
As a deep gnome, I'm fully aware of, like, you know, what you're supposed to do in those situations. I've been in several myself, and, you know, I've managed to come out of those, but I just wanted to make sure you guys know what to do should we have a cave-in, and I don't want you to freak out, and it happens all the time. In fact, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, Stripey read mine to me.
Okay, so you know we're not supposed to talk a lot because you got to conserve oxygen, and Shabba, you can't drink nearly as much as you do because I don't know if you know this, but you drink a lot of water, so we need to conserve water. Otherwise,
yeah, that's true.
And then, you did read it though, right?
Definitely read every word.
Absolutely.
Or every other word.
All right, perfect. You guys are great. I'm impressed. Like, you know, you guys are absorbing all this information I have to give you before every little thing.
Azlo pulls a crumpled piece of parchment out of his pocket that's got like snot and tears stained on it, and unfolds it, and it's that brochure, and then he crumples it back up and puts it in his pocket again.
Are you looking?
It's very important for the team leader to read all of the pre-adventure documentation to make sure that you know exactly what to do in an emergency situation. So if we have a 7C, that is a level 7 cave-in, you know what to do.
Right.
Totally.
We're on it.
7C.
7C.
I pull out my brochure and it's folded into one of those little hats that I made for Stripey. I'm like, oh yeah, definitely read this. Is there like a pulley system or a...
Yeah, you can see pulleys and ropes hanging from the ceiling.
All right. Walk to the edge, pull out a grenade, yank the pin, toss it down. All right.
All right, job's done, boys.
Let's clear it out. Okay, what is the platform or the vehicle that is attached to this pulley system?
You can't see it. It goes down into the darkness. So.
All right, we pull it up.
I will I'll go ahead and cast light to help us see further in the dark.
And does someone put on the helmet?
Oh yeah, I was figuring I'd give that to Shabba since he doesn't have light or dark vision.
I'm the tallest, so I'll cast the light over the largest distance.
Okay. So you basically have a miner's cap flashlight strapped to your head.
Yep.
As long as you don't move too quickly so the light doesn't go out.
I'm sure Tokas has made special modifications to it to hold the candle in place. But yeah, the wind would probably still put it out if I move too fast.
Okay, you cast light, and you look down, pulling up the apparatus below. And as it comes into view, you see that it looks like basically just a small box. I guess maybe a fairly large box. So it's about 6 feet across, with a fence built up around it to keep people from falling out. The pulley moves easily enough that it seems there's some sort of counterweight on the other end, so it shouldn't be too hard to pull yourselves up and down.
Okay. Is the box filling almost the size of the shaft, or is it like in the middle of a very large... Like, how big is the shaft in relation to the box?
The shaft is about 10 feet across. The box is about 6 feet.
Okay, so we're talking two feet of... approximately 2 feet of space between us and the wall on either side.
The box is actually off to the side a little bit. So it looks like, the box is on one side, and then counterweight would be on the other side, probably.
Okay, so closer to our side, obviously, so that people can get on. Okay, so at least 2 feet on the sides, but then less on the near side and then more on the far side. So probably like a foot or 6 inches on one side and then 3.5 or something on the other.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. And I assume there's like some kind of like locking lever mechanism on board the thing so that we can be in while we lower ourselves down.
Yeah, there's ropes and pulley systems, and they got some sort of lever system.
It's like a crankshaft?
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you can hear, as we're going down, you can hear it going tick, 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 and then you can pull the lever back to lock it in place. Mm-hmm. But then we'd probably have to pull ourselves up, I'd imagine. I don't know how. Well, no, with the counterweight, it should be a lot easier than just All right, well, guys, do you want to go down? I mean, I don't really want to, but
I don't think we have a choice.
I guess that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I don't feel like it. Let's go home.
Yeah.
I mean, we come this far, Shabba.
Yeah, who cares about getting in good with the Adventurers Guild?
Yeah.
We can form our own guild, and it'll be better than the Sapphire Saber.
With Blackjack?
Yeah, with Blackblade, it'll be the coolest Adventurers Guild ever.
Oh, I was making a Futurama reference, but I like where you took it instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bender.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, lights out. Lights on, I should say. Get your lights out.
Lights on.
You know what I mean?
I don't need a light.
Yeah, so just Azlo then. But everybody weapons drawn. So lights up,
Yes.
weapons drawn, and
Do you guys even know how to battle inside of a mine shaft?
Nah, man.
I feel like I should lead the way.
Yeah, I have no idea. Go for it.
Maybe you've been giving us a few pointers on the road.
I think one of... probably Azlo should take the crank, should hold on to the controls, because then you can hold your rapier in your other hand, whereas I will be able to just stand back and use my bow.
Yeah, I guess that works.
You guys look so nervous, like you've never gone inside of a mine shaft filled with lots of monsters before.
Can't say as I have.
I've been inside mountain caves, but we never went deep, because the things that live deep are not friendly to Goliaths, generally speaking.
Well, what about you, Azlo? You're small like me. Surely you've been in some sorts of small claustrophobic areas before.
I was shoved into some small spaces as a child, bullied by other, students and stuff. But
That's
other
horrible.
than that,
And believe me, it's hard to find a space small enough to shove you into.
right? Exactly. It's a challenge, really.
I mean, this dense air, the dark, creeping walls. I mean, this is home.
Right.
This is home sweet home. And the cobwebs and the bats. I mean, I'm definitely in my element.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
So the descent is long enough for you to have this full conversation, as it's just slowly ticking downwards.
Oh, boy.
It's deep. It's like miles into the ground
Oh, my
somehow.
gosh.
Well, no, you're moving down pretty slowly because the chains and
Oh, okay.
cranking.
And by the time we're at the bottom, it's just a pinhole of light from above.
Yeah, looking up, since it was already underground a little bit, you can't see a whole lot of light above you. You get down to what you assume must be the halfway point, because you look over and you see this large counterweight pass you by, atop of which are riding two humanoids.
What?
Immediately leap off
Into the
your
cart? Oh, my gosh. Awesome. Oh, boy, it's time for a fight.
Take arms, brothers.